Hello, congratulations on the purchase of your Palomino Puma. My name is Russ. I'm going to do your orientation video with you. Along with this email are a couple of video links to some maintenance videos. I do encourage you to watch those as well. We're going to get started with your orientation right here in the front with your power tongue jack. Extend and retract there. You have a 2 to 7 way powering option right here. If this were to fail for any reason, just remove this cap here. And there's a tool in the front compartment you can use to manually crank this up or down. You do have two 20-pound propane tanks. Your regulator is right here. So this little notch is pointing towards the tank that you're using. So if this tank were to go empty, just give that a turn. Open your valve. Now you can use this tank while you fill that one. Battery is right there. You can add another battery if you wanted to. You have a battery disconnect right here. So if you turn this key, shows you which way to go. So that's off, so that takes all 12 volt away from your camper, and then put it in the on position. Now you have 12 volt going to your camper. You do need to have this in the on position in order for your camper, or excuse me, for your battery to charge. So if you're plugged in through your shore power or your vehicle, this has to be in the on position like it is now in order for your battery to charge. Pass-through storage. There's your power cord right there. 25-foot power cord, 30 amp service. Right down here you have a spot to put your wastewater hose once you're done emptying your tanks. So that'll fit right in there. Back on. And then your electric stabilizers, if they were to fail, there's a tool in the compartment you can use to manually crank it right from here. Hopefully that never happens. Come back here where your wastewater is. So wastewater is right down here. You have a black tank and a gray tank. Black is your toilet, gray is your dirty sink and shower. They do have color coordinated handles on them. So when you're ready to empty your tanks, put your wastewater hose there. Pull that black handle first, empty that toilet out. Once that's empty, pull that gray handle. That gray dirty sink and shower water is going to help wash the black out of your hose. Once you're done with that, close both of those up and then put your cap back on and you're all set there. This is where your power cord will plug into. This does light up whenever you have power going to the camper. I do recommend to use a 30 amp surge guard when you're plugged in at the campgrounds to help protect your camper. Full hookup camping. Right here, your city water connection. So hook a garden hose up to here, turn it on, you have water pressure from that garden hose going throughout your camper. So full hookup camping. You see low point drains, so right down here in the center of the camper, you'll see a a white and red line. That's your hot and cold. So that's the lowest point in your water system. If you want to drain the water out of your lines, open those valves up and the water will drain from there. You have a spot right here for your ladder, so you can climb up there and do your maintenance. The ladder is in the garage area right now. It just hooks right onto that. You have one of your two vents inside your garage, so if you have any gas in there or toys with gas, you can open those up and get the fumes out. Inputs for cable or satellite are right here. Some parks have cable service. And then you have your garage door here. And you are pre-wired for an observation or backup camera. So if you were to purchase one of those, that's where it would go. Your garage door, you can put a lock on here on both sides. You can lock the doors. Otherwise, just lift up on the handle on both sides. And then just pull the door down. So right now we have the cables hooked up. If you wanted to put a toy on there, you would just raise these up out of the way, take the clip or the pin out of here and move the cable, and that will go to the ground. Right now you have it in the deck position. So to put it in the deck, you're going to have to remove these top pins here on both sides. And then you'll lift this up. And then replace the pin on both sides. If I can get it on there. There we go. And that will keep it held up. So you do the same on this side as well. And then this front part is going to sit right in there. So this front part will sit against here, so you have a nice doorway here. So that's how your deck works. Both sides are exactly the same. And you do have your screen up there, so just unclip it and it will roll down. Here's your other vent right here. So you do have a quick connect propane line. So if you have a grill or a griddle, something with a quick connect on it, you can connect it there. That goes right to your propane tanks up front. Your spare tires down below. And then here's the switch for your rear stabilizer. So just hold the button down and they will move down or raise up. So these are used just for stabilizing, not for leveling. So get the camper nice and level first and then put those stabilizers down. You have nice electric awning, outdoor speakers. You have an outdoor shower, so it's a shower wand with hot and cold water. Refrigerator vent, this is your drain tube. So for condensation, make sure this stays out so it doesn't drip inside. You have an outlet right here. And this is where you can crank your slide out if it were to fail. Same tool you're going to use for your stabilizers. That's going to crank your slide out in if it were to fail. Furnace vent is right there. Try not to block that. It does get very hot. And this is where you're going to fill your fresh water tank if you're rustic camping. Fill your tank right there and then turn your water pump on. And then you'll have water pressure from your water pump drawing from that fresh water tank. Next to that is your water heater. Water heater is gas or electric. So you have a metal tank. So instead of your tank corroding, you have this anode rod. This anode rod is going to corrode instead. So after 2 or 3 years, you'll have to replace this. But this is your plug, so just put it in there, tighten that up. You're going to have to run the antifreeze out of your lines first because it is winterized. So just hook up your city water connection, turn it on, go through every place that runs water, your shower, toilet, sinks, outdoor shower, one at a time until all the antifreeze is out. Once all the antifreeze is out, put your anode rod in, tighten that up, and then on the back side of your water heater, which will be under your sink, you'll see 2 valves. You want to turn those valves, they turn a quarter turn, and that will open your water heater back up. So you'll hear your water heater start to fill with water. Just make sure it's full before you turn it on. You can do that by pulling on this relief valve. If you get solid stream of water coming out, you know it's full. Otherwise, you can turn the hot side on any sink, and as long as you get a solid stream of water, you know it's full. So once it's full, if you want to turn the electric on, flip this switch right here. If you want to run gas, there's a switch on your control panel inside that you're going to turn on. It's all electronic ignite. You don't have to light any pilot lights. Just make sure it's full and flip the switch. If you need to empty your water heater, just pull the anode rod out and it will empty right from here. All right, and then you do have a vent over your stove. It has this little flap on it, so make sure that's open if you turn that fan on so it can vent outside. Otherwise, you can snap that closed, keep the bugs out. You have solid steps. These solid steps are nice, but you need to make sure your door is all the way open before you bring the steps up or down. Otherwise, this right here will catch on your screen door and damage your door. But they just lift up into place. Snaps right into place right there, and now you can close the door over top of it. If you need to adjust the legs, you can lift up on this or push this to lower them. So go ahead and pull this, bring this out, and then make sure that your steps are as flush to your threshold as you can get. That way your screen door isn't hitting up here. And also close your door very slow the first time to make sure there's a gap between your door and the steps so you don't hit your door on the steps and damage it. Your other control for your front stabilizers. The other side of your pass-through storage. And then you are solar ready, so if you have a portable solar panel, plug it in here, it will trickle charge your battery. Doors are held up with these clips here, so be careful not to break those. Alright, and it looks like that's everything on the outside, so we're going to head inside next. Alright, just inside your door is your control panel. So right here you can test your battery, so it says full. Your freshwater tank, it's empty. So as your tanks fill, these lights will light up. You have a black tank and a gray one. This shows gray 2 and gray 3. You don't have 2 and 3, so you only have gray 1. So these will always read empty. Alright, here's for your water pump. So if you use that freshwater tank, just turn that water pump on. And then this one is for the gas portion of your water heater. 3 light switches. This is for your slide out. So you can hold this down, bring your slide in or out. You hear that noise? Next to your slide button is your awning. So extend and retract. So you're just going to hold this button down until your awning is all the way out. Once it's all the way out, then the valance falls at the end. Let go of the button. If you don't let go of the button once that valance falls, it's going to keep winding. It's going to have winding back towards the camper, winding your awning upside down. So you could stretch your awning out. Just be careful of that. So just watch for the valance to fall at the end of the awning. And then when you retract it, once it reaches the camper and it stops, there's nothing else you have to do with it. So that's your control panel here. Fire extinguisher. You do have your keys on your sink. That's where they'll be when you pick up. And we haven't cleaned this yet, so don't worry. It'll be cleaned before you pick up. I'm doing the video before it goes into wash. So we have push button lights, microwave, standard microwave, your fan and your light. So make sure that flap is open on the outside if you want it to vent out. You can put some knives here if you wanted to. Extra counter space with this down. Otherwise, raise this up. Now you have a backsplash here. And you can light your stovetop. Just put it on high. Turn that until it lights up. I don't have your propane on right now. There was a little bit in line, it looked like. But this turns to the right only. If you turn that to the left, it's going to break it. So just to the right. For your oven, you're going to put it on the flame. Hold this button in while you're turning the igniter until your pilot light lights up. Once it lights up, you can let go of that button. Put it on your temperature. You also have some fancy blue lights here. Be sure to put this down before you travel. This will break in transit. It's nice and secure. You have your refrigerator here. This is a gas electric refrigerator. All your instructions are right inside the freezer door, as well as your controls. So turn it on here. If it's on auto, it's going to run off electricity first. If it can't find electricity, it's going to switch to propane automatically. So you don't have to do anything with it. You can have this button out and it's propane only. If that check light comes on, that means it cannot find the propane, so it's either turned off or empty. So if that does come on, make sure your propane's good, and then turn this off and back on, and it will try to relight for you. Below your refrigerator are your fuses and breakers. So your fuses, if one goes out, an LED light will light up next to the bad one, so you can quickly identify it. They are all labeled though. And you can see that light right through the window there. Thermostat is on the wall before the bathroom. So you can choose between air, fan, off, or heat. Your fan speeds are here. And then your temperature control is up here. Below that, you have your carbon monoxide LP detector. As long as that green light's on, you're good to go there. You do have speakers in the ceiling. So a couple speakers there. U-shaped dinette, which does go into a bed. So just pop this tabletop off the legs just pop off the floor. You can put those to the side. Then the tabletop itself is going to rest on here, and they're held down with magnets. So you can put it all the way around and then fill in the void with your cushions. So good storage up there. Push button lights. USB charging ports kind of throughout. TV goes here, so there's a backer in the wall. I would use a stud finder, find the right spot. This cable here is for your radio, I do believe. And then you have your hookups here. This green light is for your antenna booster, so that needs to be on in order for you to get local channels. If you're connected with cable or satellite, have that turned off. Your radio. So we got to get to the right source here. So we're going to get to FM. There we go. So zone 1 and zone 2. It shows zone 2 is off and zone 1 is on. I'm going to push that, turn zone 1 off. Zone 2 is on. So zone 1 is indoors, zone 2 is outdoors. And then you have a HDMI, USB, and you're going to push this source button down to shut it off. There we go. So that's goodbye. Alright, your air conditioner. So you can have it open like this to dump the air down to cool it off quicker in this area. Otherwise, close those ends. Now you have more pressure through your vents. The vents in the ceiling are for your air conditioner. Any vents you see on the floor are going to be for your furnace. You do have filters in here you can take out, clean, and reuse if you need to. Your bedroom. We'll make the bed, don't worry. You do have a light switch right here. And then that's a push button light. Spot for a TV. Again, find the stud in there before you mount anything. USB charging port on that side of the bed and a plug, and then a plug on this side. You do have storage underneath. So nice bedroom in here. Alright, we'll head out to the bathroom here and then the garage. Light switch here and your fan. So you have a fan there. You will need to crank it open using this. And then you have foot pedal flush. Oh, no, sorry. You have a handle back here. So halfway back brings water in, all the way back will flush. Your shower. GFI outlet. Tables on the floor, your ladders. So you have a ladder for your bunk and a ladder for the outside. Light switch right here. Another spot for a TV. There's the other side of one of your vents. And then over here on the wall you have your bed lift control. So these bunk beds, right now the top bunks are pinned up. So each corner has a pin. If you want to lower this top bunk, you just remove those pins when this bed is up. So that has to be up. Remove those pins and they'll both come down together and they'll stop at different points. With this one, fold this forward. You do have braces, so put those legs up. And you can do that with both sides. So you have one big bed. Otherwise, you do have your couch. And these will fold up against the wall. Just like that, and then just put those legs down. You have a strap to strap it up. So you can have 3 beds here, or a couple beds and a couch. A lot of options. You have a light switch back there for the light that's outside. A couple push button lights, one on each side. But just remember, this needs to be up before you remove those pins. Now I can remove the pins, and if I take it down after removing the pins, both the beds are going to come down together. You have this right here. One of the beds is going to stop right there. The other one's going to go a little bit lower. So it looks like that is everything in here. Hopefully this video helps. If you have any questions, just let us know when you come pick it up. We'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, you can always call our service department. They can talk you through about anything. Thank you for purchasing at TerryTown. We do appreciate your business, and congratulations.